Hello everyone, once again welcome to our physics class. So we have almost completed our theoretical portions. Now it's time to discuss about the practicals. So regarding physics, we need to do 5 practicals. Actually there are 7 experiments, but as a part of a syllabus reduction, we need to do only 5 experiments. So teacher will demonstrate all those experiments and you need to record the observations. That is the procedure. So today in this session, I will discuss 3 experiments and I will also explain how to write those experiments in your record book neatly. So listen carefully and follow the instructions. Write your record according to the instructions. Okay, so write your record carefully. Please do follow the instructions given by your teachers in maintaining your record. So let's get started with today's session. Children, so this is your practical record. I don't know how many of you have bought this record from your store, school store. So this is your science practical lab manual. Okay, now here, so many experiments are there in this lab manual, but you need to write only a few of them because as I told you in the introductory video, most of the experiments have been deleted as a part of syllabus reduction. Okay, so first I will mention the experiments that you need to write down in your record. Both physics, chemistry and also the biology experiments. Okay, so I have uploaded the image of the same page and you can go through the image. So here, first experiment is deleted. No need to write that experiment. Then second experiment, studying the properties of acids and bases. It is from the chemistry session. You need to write that experiment. And you need to write the second experiment, that is performing and observing the following reactions and classify them into combination, decomposition, displacement and double displacement reactions. So you need to write this experiment. It also belongs to chemistry. Then third experiment, observing the action of zinc, iron, copper and aluminium metals on the following salt solutions. So this experiment is also there in your syllabus. It also belongs to chemistry. So you need to write that experiment. Then studying the dependence of potential difference across a resistor on the current passing through it and determine its resistance. Also plot a graph between V and I. That means here this is the Ohm's law. Okay, the dependence of potential difference on current is Ohm's law. So this is the Ohm's law experiment and it is there. It belongs to physics. Today we are going to discuss this experiment. Then 5A and 5B experiments are deleted. It belongs to physics but it has been deleted. Then next, this is the next experiment. That means 6th experiment is deleted. 7th experiment, experimentally show that carbon dioxide is given out during respiration. Then 8th experiment is deleted. 9th experiment is deleted. And 10th experiment, 10th A, determination of focal length of concave mirror by obtaining the image of a distant object. It belongs to physics. It is there, so you need to write this experiment. And 10B, determination of focal length of a convex lens by obtaining the image of a distant object. It is there. Then tracing the path of a ray of light through a rectangular glass slab for different angles of incidence. Measure the angle of incidence, angle of refraction, angle of emergence and interpret the result. This is that rectangular slab that we had already discussed in our theory portion. So it is there. It belongs to physics. Then the 12th experiment, studying the binary fission in amoeba, budding in yeast and hydra with the help of prepared slides. It belongs to biology. It is there. Then tracing the path of rays of light through a glass prism. 13th experiment. It is there. It is the prism experiment. Okay. Then 14 and 15 is deleted. So children, you can see one thing. I have circled the experiments that is included in your syllabus. Okay, so just write down only those experiments which I have circled. in your fair record. That is enough. So altogether 9 experiments will be there. 5 experiments from physics. Next, some general instructions are there to write the record. So for physics and chemistry records, or for physics and chemistry experiments, you can follow a general pattern. Okay, so for the left hand side of the record book, you need to draw the diagram and you need to record your observations. That means if there is any observation table, you need to draw the observation table on the left hand side of your record. And if there is any calculations, you need to perform your calculations on the left hand side of the record. So I have uploaded the image of the same page. So those who have bought the records can refer their lab manual and write down the experiments. Those who don't have the practical lab manual with them, for those students I have uploaded the experiments. So just write down the experiments. So on the left hand side of your record book, that means on the left side, on the left page of your record book, which is unruled page, you need to draw the diagram, draw the observation table, record the observations, and if there is any calculations, you need to write the calculation. You need to do the calculation, and below the observation table, you need to write the result. After calculation, you will get a result. So that result you must write. Okay. Then on the right hand side page of your record book, you need to write aim or objective, requirements, that means apparatus. Requirements is the apparatus. Then theory, method or procedure, precautions and sources of errors. And in precautions and sources of errors, you need to write 2 points each. Okay, there are 5 or 6 points each for the precautions or sources of errors, but you need to write only 2 points each for precautions and sources of errors, and finally you must write the result. So these are the things that you are supposed to write on the right hand side of the record book. That means on the ruled side of the record book. So this is the general pattern to be followed while writing the physics and chemistry experiments. And for biology experiments, there is a slight difference. You had already written biology, physics and chemistry experiments in your 9th standard. So the same pattern you need to follow in the 10th standard also. So here for the right hand side of the record book, you need to write aim, materials, then method, observations, inference, precautions. Everything should be written on the right hand side. And on the left hand side, for biology experiments, you need to draw only the diagrams. So the diagram should be well labeled diagram. And you need to mark the parts of the figure like this. All the markings should come on the same side like this. Okay, systematically you must mark the different parts of the diagram. So only diagram will be there on the left hand side page for biology experiments, and the rest of the things should be written on the right hand side page of the record for biology. Okay children. So next we can discuss the physics experiment. So I told you today we will discuss 3 experiments, and the first experiment is Ohm's law. So this is our experiment 4, Ohm's law. And here first there is objective. Objective means aim. And what is the aim? The studying the dependence of potential difference across the resistor on the current passing through it and determine its resistance. Also plotting a graph between V and I. So you must find out the dependence of potential difference on current. That means on changing the potential difference, what happens to current? Does the current change or not? And also determine the resistance. So you have already studied the equation to find out resistance. What is that resistance? R is equal to V by I. So from the experiment you will get the values of V and I. So by dividing V and I, you can easily obtain the value of resistance R. Okay. Then also you must plot a graph between V and I. You need to plot the VI graph, and from the VI graph also you need to find out the resistance. And we had already plotted the VI graph, and we had already found the resistance from the VI graph in our theory portion. Okay, and next is concept. So in concept, so many things are there. So many things are written there in concept. So here you need to write only the 9th point from the concepts, that is Ohm's law. You need to write only this point, 9th point in concept. So you need to write theory, not concept. So after, and one more thing is there, the order given in your lab manual is wrong. See, soon after the objective, you need to write apparatus. Okay, soon after the objective, you need to write apparatus. And apparatus is written in your next page, apparatus or requirements. So it is written in the, it is given in the next page, apparatus. Okay, and we will discuss about the apparatus required after that. So soon after the objective, you need to write apparatus. After apparatus, you need to write theory, and theory is Ohm's law. So you need to write this theory. The potential difference at the ends of a conductor is directly proportional to the current flowing through it, provided physical conditions of the conductor remains the same. You know what we had already studied about Ohm's law. So V is proportional to I. To remove the proportionality symbol, we will add a constant, and the constant here is R, which is called the resistance. And from this, R is equal to V by I. So if we know the potential difference and current, we can easily find out the resistance. Okay, so you need to write only this 9th point as your theory part. Next, we can discuss about the apparatus. But whenever you write, the order should be objective, apparatus, then theory. Okay. So these are the apparatus required. So the first one is a dry cell or a battery. So this is the dry cell. Then a single key. This is single key. Voltmeter. This is the voltmeter. And a resistor of approximately 2 ohm resistance. A resistor means a wire. A wire which is approximately of 2 ohm resistance. So the wire is connected parallel to the voltmeter. So wire will be connected this parallel to this voltmeter. Then 10 pieces of thick insulated copper wire. That means this connecting wires. For connection we require wire, so that is the copper wire. And ammeter, this is the ammeter. Rheostat, this is the rheostat. Sandpaper. Sandpaper is used just to rub the ends of the wire so as to get the proper connection. Okay, so this is the circuit diagram, but you need to draw only this circuit diagram because all the components have been represented using symbols. Okay, and we usually draw this circuit diagram, symbolic circuit diagram. Okay, so just draw the symbolic circuit diagram in your record book. No need to draw this diagram. Okay, children, just draw the symbolic circuit diagram. And what is the procedure? See, rub the ends of the connecting wire with sandpaper so that bright shining copper metal is seen. So just rub the ends of the copper wire using sandpaper. Then remove the plug from the one-way key. This is one-way key, so remove the plug from the key and connect all the things as shown in the figure. Just do the connections, and after that we can see the voltmeter is connected in parallel. And also make sure that the positive and negative terminals of voltmeter and ammeter are connected correctly. That means do the proper connections as shown in the figure. Then after that we can insert the plug key and check that the ammeter and voltmeter show the deflection. There is a key, plug. So insert that plug key. Only when this key is inserted, connection will be there. Because once the key is inserted, it will be a closed circuit and current starts to flow through the circuit. And when this key is removed, it will be an open circuit. Okay, so current starts to flow through the circuit only when the key is inserted. So insert the plug key, check the ammeter and voltmeter, show deflection. That means check whether the needle deflects, both ammeter and voltmeter. Then adjust the rheostat such that the ammeter shows a current of 0.10 ampere and read the value of potential difference. Okay, so just adjust the rheostat so that ammeter shows us some value of current. Then find the corresponding value of potential difference from the voltmeter. Then again adjust the rheostat. Then change the value of current. So correspondingly there will be a change in the voltmeter value. So note down that value like that. So repeat this experiment 4 or more times and find out the values of current, and in each case find out the value of potential difference. Okay, so you need to take 6 or 7 readings to get an accurate value, and the procedure and everything is given in a YouTube video. So just go through that YouTube video. It's very important. From the YouTube video you will get an idea of how to do the experiment. Procedure is beautifully explained or beautifully demonstrated in that YouTube video. By looking at when you view that video, you will get an idea of how to perform this experiment. Okay, then after that, this is the observation table. So you need to write down the value of current here and write down the corresponding value of potential difference here. Then once you get the value of current and potential difference, find out the value of resistance by dividing V with I. Okay, so V divided by I, you will get the resistance, and you will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 value of resistance. Then after getting 6 value of resistance, you need to find out the mean resistance. Mean resistance is obtained by finding the sum of this and divide it with the total number of observations. So find out the sum of all the 6 readings and divide it by 6. You will get the mean value of resistor. Okay, and after that you need to plot a graph based on these values of current and voltage, and from the graph also you need to find out the value of resistance. Okay, so next is plotting the graph, and after that conclusions, and for table, for graph, you need to write down the proper conclusions, and then you have, that is our result. Then we have the precautions. Precautions, only 2 precautions you need to write, and also next we have the sources of error. So only 2 points are there for source of error, so no problem. So you need to write only 2 points each for precautions and sources of error. Okay, so this is the way to write this experiment. So here this circuit diagram, symbolic circuit diagram, and this observation table and this calculation, mean resistance of the resistor, should be written on the left side of the record. Rest of the things, that is aim, apparatus, theory, procedure, then this conclusions, precautions, source of error, everything should be written on the right hand side of the record book. Okay children, so this is about our Ohm's law experiment. Children, so this is the next experiment that we are going to discuss today. That is determination of focal length of a concave mirror by obtaining the image of a distant object. That means we are supposed to find out focal length of a concave mirror by distant object method. So that is the objective. Then soon after the objective you need to write the apparatus. Only after that you need to write the concept or theory. So here you must give the heading theory. Okay, and so many points are there below concepts, but you are supposed to write only the 8th point. When a concave mirror is placed in front of an object situated at infinity, it forms a real inverted and highly diminished image in the focal plane in front of mirror. In such a situation, the distance between the pole of the mirror and focal plane is equal to the focal length of concave mirror. Okay, so this is the theory. And you know, you are aware about the theory of concave mirror. When a concave mirror is placed in front of an object, that means at infinity, it forms real inverted and highly diminished image on the focus, isn't it? That means when the object is at infinity, image is formed at focus. Okay children. Then we have apparatus. but you need to write the apparatus soon after your objective, and apparatus is concave mirror and a screen. So you need only concave mirror and a screen. That will be your apparatus. And procedure. See, I am not going to explain the procedure because procedure is beautifully demonstrated in your YouTube video. So please do watch your YouTube video related to this experiment, concave mirror. Okay. Then this is the figure you are supposed to draw on your record book, and you must draw this figure on your left side of the practical record. Then after that there is observation and calculations. Observation and calculations are also supposed to be written on the left hand side of the record book. So you must write like this, draw the table and write down the position of concave mirror. Rest of the columns should be left because soon after performing the experiment in our lab, we can write down the values here. Okay, so you will get the 3 values of focal length here, and after getting 3 values of focal length, you can find out the mean value or average value of the focal length using this equation. So everything should be written on the left side of the record book. And then comes our precautions. So you need to write only 2 points for the precautions. Okay, and it should be written on the right side. Then below precautions, you must write the sources of error and also 2 points each. It should be written on the right hand side. Okay, so this is the method to write. The next experiment is experiment 10B, that is determination of focal length of convex lens by obtaining the image of a distant object. So what is the objective? Objective is determine the focal length of a convex lens by obtaining the image of distant object. That means you are supposed to find out focal length of convex lens by distant object method. That is objective. And after objective, you must write the apparatus required. And which are the apparatus? A double convex lens and a screen. Only 2 apparatus are required. Then after that, you must write the theory. So here 6th point will be your theory. The convex lens always forms a real inverted image for various positions of object, except when the object is between optical center and the principal focus. You are already studied about this theory. Okay, so convex lens always form a real inverted image for various positions of the object. So here also, whenever the object is at infinity, image is formed at focus. So you are focusing an object at infinity, or you are focusing on a distant object using our convex lens. So you will get the image on the focus of that convex lens. So the distance between the image or the screen and the focus and the convex lens will be the focal length of convex lens. Similarly, in the case of concave mirror also, you are obtaining image by focusing the concave mirror at a distant object. You are just focusing concave mirror at any distant object, maybe a tall tree or something like that, and you will get an inverted image of that tree on your screen, which is kept in front of the mirror. And you know, whenever object is at infinity, image is at focus. So the screen where the image is obtained will be on the focus of that concave mirror, and distance between that focus and the concave mirror, or distance between the screen and that concave mirror, is the focal length of that concave mirror. Okay, so this is the principle or theory, and this is the apparatus, and this is the procedure. So you need to write the procedure, but I am not going to explain the procedure because it is well explained in that YouTube video. Then this is the figure that you are supposed to draw, and you must draw the figure on the left hand side. And this is the observation and calculations. It should be on the left hand side. Draw the table and leave these columns. We can fill the column soon after performing the experiment. Okay, only 3 readings are required. Only 3 values are required for focal length. Now next, we will find out the mean focal length, and that also should be written on the left side. Below, after that, you must write the precautions, and precautions sources of error should be written on the right hand side, and 2 points each from precautions and sources of error. Rest of the things no need to write. So this is the way to write convex lens in your record book. Okay children. So children, we have discussed 3 experiments today. So start writing these experiments in your record book. You can follow any order, no problem. It's not necessary that first you should write the biology experiment, after that chemistry, after that physics. It's not like that. You can shuffle your experiments. You can start writing your experiments as per the instructions given by your teacher. Okay, and this is the general pattern to write the physics record, and I have already mentioned the pattern to write the biology experiments, also chemistry experiments. Okay, so start your record work. Then apart from this, some practical based questions are given in your record book. Can you see? These are the practical based questions. So you must go through this practical based questions, because you can expect such questions from the practical side for your board exam. So just go through that practical based questions. Okay children, so with this I am concluding this session. So please go through the YouTube video that I have uploaded related to this experiments. It's very important. Only after watching those YouTube video you will be able to perform, or you will be able to understand your experiment. Okay children, so we will meet in the next session with other 2 experiments. Till then, take care all of you. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.